We're here for the second game of this doubleheader between the Tigers of Rush City and the Lions of Ogilvie. Ogilvie, as we were having technical difficulties, had a quick first 2 outs via
So is Mother Nature.
Yes, yeah. A strikeout looking for Ruby Byer and then a fly out there to first base for Josie Bitts. And now at the plate is number 17. That is Mia Schultz. So Schultz is at the plate. You know, Schultz, not too long ago, was actually pitching against the Bombers in a game just, I think, last week. Now, as we have a 1-2 count here for Mia Schultz. That one, just misses for ball 2. So now a 2-2 count for Mia Schultz as the Lions try to extend this top of the first inning. And no, the score on the scoreboard is not correct. It is not 4-1 already. But she goes down swinging as out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down for the Lions. No hits, no runs, and no errors there for Rush City. It is Pillar who will be pitching once again for the Tigers. And yes, behind the plate and catching is Natalie Rude. So a quick 1-2-3 inning. And we move down to the bottom of this first. Adam, we had some interesting weather happen here before. We had a half-hour lightning delay as the clouds were rolling in. Couldn't decide what they wanted to do, and all of a sudden we had a bolt of lightning. We heard some thunder, and we were wondering, okay, what's going to happen? They delayed it for half hour, and now we're able to go.
Yeah, and it's good because they're able to get this game in, hopefully, towards the end of the season, needing these conference games. Not so much a section game, but this is really important for the Great River Conference.
It really is, and you know, we talked about it. You know, how would it work? Because Rush City still has to play Proctor here. Well, maybe on Friday, depending on the weather again. But they're supposed to possibly play Proctor on Friday, so it's like, okay, what is going to happen here with this game? And luckily enough, they were able to get this game, well, at least started.
Yeah, and that's good. And some of these Ogilvie girls need to get back for their FFA banquet as well.
There's a lot going on here. We talked about how it was going on earlier, and it just continues. And Ogilvie trying to get back for their banquet. So Natalie Rude will lead off for the Tigers. It's a bouncer to the pitcher. Throw on to first is in time for out number 1.
So 1-3 put out.
Josie Bitts is going to be the pitcher for the Lions. Kendall Pillar will now come to the plate. 1 down for the Tigers in the bottom of the first. And this one is popped up into foul territory down the first base line, but it gets down for a foul ball.
It was in play, but really right up against that fence.
So it will go foul. First baseman gave a good effort at it, but it does, like Adam said, drop at the fence. So now a 0-1 for Pillar. Again, this game being broadcast on both 95.5 FM KBK and 106.5 FM AM 1350 WCMP. As we see ball 1 to Pillar.
So 1-1 pitch here on Pillar.
And that one's going to be high for ball 2.
So now a hitter's count for Pillar.
Yeah, 1 down. Again, Rude was the first out. Pillar trying to get on base. And, that one, Bitts took something off that one there,
yeah.
Adam.
Yep, and it forces Rush City to even the count at 2 here in the first inning. Just 1 out.
And we've seen last game for the Tigers against the Mustangs. They got out to an early lead, then really could not capitalize.
So now the count is full after that ball at the feet,
Yeah,
pitch at the feet.
A little inside for Bitts, but Bitts readies. Here's the pitch.
Got
and
her.
that's going to get her looking for out number 2.
Really good pitch there by Bitts.
Yeah, it was. I mean, that was impressive. As now to the plate is number 3, Kenzie Simmons. That one is going to be strike 1.
Showing bunt. Didn't get a good handle of it, though.
So now an 0-1 count for Simmons. This one, foul back.
So now a pitcher's count, 0-2, with 2 outs, trying to match Rush City's 1-2-3 inning.
And that one took something off that one, almost a knuckleball
Yeah,
coming
took
in.
a lot off of it.
And that will be ball 1. You know, I like that. That
Yeah,
pitch,
yeah.
Though. I like that.
Keeps the batter on their toes.
Absolutely. So now here comes the 1-2. That one stays high. That will even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes here for Kenzie Simmons. Here's the 2-2 again. Stays high for ball 3. So that will run the count full.
Simmons has forced a full count.
Yeah,
Came back.
I think Simmons may have thought she was out the way she looked. But here's the 3-2. Ooh, just outside for ball 4.
I thought that was pretty obviously outside.
Yeah, that one was.
It was a good foot.
Yeah. Now coming to the plate is number 22, Lola Mold. So a runner at first, 2 down now for the Tigers. And a good pitch there from Bitts on strike 1 to Lola Mold.
So now there's a base runner out there.
Yeah, and we'll see if this affects Bitts at all. They are going to try and steal her, and she's in easily ahead of the throw.
Really good speed there by Simmons on the base pads.
She showed that speed, and, I was a little bit surprised the catcher even threw it down, because by the time that she threw it, the base runner was almost there. Meanwhile, this one's going to bounce, and that's going to allow Simmons to take third on the pass ball. So all of a sudden, you talk about that base runner being on. Now she's at third.
Yeah, now she's at third. It just seems like Bitts has been a little bit gun-shy here with this batter.
Yeah, she's trying not to give her something right over the heart of the plate to put deep, but I think she's aggressive there, and Mold fouls it off down the third baseline.
Mold just a little bit early on that one.
So Bitts comes back with an aggressive pitch that time. I like that mentality of being aggressive on that one, and now maybe you get her to swing at one outside the zone, or maybe even low. We'll see. Here's the 2-2 from Josie Bitts. Oh, and again, trying to come back with that off speed. It hasn't reached the plate yet, Adam.
Yep.
But if it does, there's no batter that's going to make contact with that.
Not when you're in the fastball mentality.
Full count pitch on the way. And that one is swung. That one is hit deep to center, and that is going to go over for a ground rule double. So it will. And the Tigers get on the board with a RBI ground rule double from Lola Mold. And now Kaylin Glenna up to the plate. So runner at second, still 2 down. Glenna at the plate. Here's the pitch from Bitts. Stays high, and nice jump there from Vanderplatz to quickly get out of her stance to keep that runner at second. Rush is obviously trying to be aggressive here with 2 down, but great job there by Vanderplatz. And again, Vanderplatz is saying, you know what, I dare you to go.
Yeah.
I dare you. So it is 2-0 now, though, for Kaylin Glenna.
I wonder if she doesn't mind if Glenna is on first.
Maybe not so much, as this one is fouled into the fence for strike 1. This might not be the worst thing in the world to have her on first.
Especially with 2 outs.
Right. And can't quite see the number of who is up next to
Number
bat.
1.
Number 1, okay, and that is Riley Zeltinger. So maybe not the worst thing in the world, but this is playable for the third baseman in foul territory. She grabs it for the 3rd out. Nice job.
Nice play on the foul ball.
Well, that is out number 3, but 1 hit, 1 run for the Tigers. No errors for either side, and we're moving to the top of the 2nd. We'll try and get you who is placed where on the defensive side of things for both teams. But first, a word from our fine sponsors as you're listening to this game on Nice 95.5 and WCMP.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a 4-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare, information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available. Go online to pine.edu for more information. Pine Technical and Community College, connect with success.
Loading the kids in the car, brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
Contact your local auto owners agency, Pine Insurance Agency at pineagency.us today.
Back for the 2nd inning here on KBK and WCMP. Pillar fires that one in there, and it's safe to say, Adam, she has not lost anything from game 1.
I mean, she is still in that zone.
Yeah, very much so, as Lydia Macy J gets a swing on this one right to the second baseman, throw on to first in time for out number 1.
4-3 put out.
So 1 down now for the Lions, and that brings up to the plate. Of course, I'm looking down one. So Allie Beck at the plate. First pitch to her is in there for strike 1. She thought about it, but then held off. Oh, 1 for Beck. That one swung on and missed for strike 2 to Allie Beck. Pillar gets the pitch call, and on the way, swinging and a miss for Beck, and out number 2.
That's her 3rd strikeout in this game, 21st today.
That is just crazy to think about. She had 18 in the first game and now 21 total this afternoon, and we're not done yet. Meanwhile, at the plate now is 20-something. 21, that is Allie Belsheim. So Belsheim at the plate, 0-1 count after swinging and missing on the first one. Here's Pillar with the next. The 0-1. Ooh, check swing. She did not go. Belsheim did a good job to check that swing, and that is ball 1.
Now evens the count.
Yeah,
one apiece.
And that's important, I think, for the Lions, is it's 2 down already. Get Pillar to throw a few more. Meanwhile, just when I say that, that is swung on and hit right to the first baseman for out number 3. Well, 1, 2, 3 again go the Lions rather, and no errors by the Tigers. Lions, Tigers, and Bears. Oh my! I had to. Meanwhile, we'll switch to the bottom of the 2nd inning. Rush City is the home team in this game because this was their home game already today. But because they were going to play more tomorrow with the rain, they decided, let's move it up to today just to try and get these games played, because conference games most important. Then it's section games, which they do have one on Friday temporarily right now against Pross. But we'll see if that gets. The next 2 days are going to be rain. We will see because of the rain. So we'll wait and see. But, of course, next week starts playoff softball, Adam, which is hard to believe.
Right.
Because the last few years we haven't started till the 2nd week in June.
Yeah.
But this year, with being able to start as close to on time as you can, that's what happens. And now we get to start playoffs on time this year.
Right.
So now to the plate is Riley Zeltinger. First pitch is just outside the zone for ball 1 to Zeltinger. Here's the 1-0. Ooh, again.
The right distance, but just a little bit outside.
So it's 2-0 for Zeltinger.
Foothole.
Yeah. Hard stop, too. That was not going anywhere. So here comes Bitts with the next one. That's in the ground, and that's ball 3. 3-1 count now for Riley Zeltinger. Riley Zeltinger, only a freshman, but this squad for Rush City has been young the last few years. You know, last year was probably their most. Meanwhile, Zeltinger got a piece of that one, but fouls it down the first base line. You know, they do have one senior this year due to the Tigers and Peyton Addix, who they will certainly miss, but still a young team, and they'll be returning everyone but Herford to recycle that talent. Full pitch again, and that's high for ball 4. So the leadoff walk, drawn by Riley Zeltinger, put a runner on first. And now to the plate is Addison Antonsen, the lefty. And after her, of course, on deck is Megan. First pitch. Take 1, good-looking pitch from Bitts on the outside part of the zone.
Yeah, lower outside pitch. Really nice for that first strike.
Yeah, and I think that's huge for Bitts because getting the first pitch strike to a batter definitely helps.
Yeah, and made it, and that one was inside, but Antonsen was thinking about it.
Certainly did have her thinking, but now the 1-1 on the way from Bitts. They get by, so now Zeltinger going to reach second with the pass ball. Bottom of the second, 1-0 lead for the Tigers with Addison Antonsen at the plate. 2-1 pitch on the way from Bitts. Yeah, Antonsen, excuse me, after that good-looking pitch there from Josie Bitts. Here's the 2-2. Oh, and just high.
That dipped right into the catcher's glove, but it's not where it hits the glove. It's where it crosses the plate.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate because that was a strike, 6-7 inches more. That one's popped up right towards the shortstop, and she makes it with the glove for out number 1. You'd like to see her get both hands on that one, just in case, but she does make the grab nonetheless for out number 1, and that brings to the plate Megan Nelson. So Nelson at the plate with 1 down, runner at second, and the first pitch is outside for ball 1.
So runner on second with 1 out.
Nelson last game was 0 for 2 with a walk in the last inning of play. She gives this one a swing right into the glove of Bitts. Throw on to first is in time, but the runner does move on to third. So ground out to the pitcher there, and there are 2 down for Peyton Addix. 1 for 3, that bunt single in the 7th inning. Oh, she wanted to go after it. That's another one that dipped real late on the pitch, and it kind of caught her.
She has a late movement.
So it's an 0-1 count now for Addix. Here's the 0-1. That one stays high.
Good stop there by the catcher. Saved a run.
Yeah, that really did. Vanderplatz with good hops.
Yep.
She might need to join the basketball team next year. Here's the 1-1 from Bitts.
Yeah.
Oh, she did.
Yeah.
Oh, and Addix can't believe it. She thought she held back. I thought it was close, but they say she went, and it's a 1-2 count for Peyton Addix here in the bottom of the second. 2 out, runner at third.
This would be big if Bitts is able to get her out. And
got her. She will get her swinging for out number 3. Well, no hits, no runs for the Tigers. And we're moving on to the 3rd inning. No errors for either side as well. So 3rd inning will be headed our way after a word from our fine sponsors here on both WCMP and KBEK.
The mushroom melt is back at A&W. How does this sound? Sautéed seasoned mushrooms and onions with melted Swiss cheese on your choice of a juicy burger or...
As Pillar readies, here's the first pitch to Stromberg. She's first pitch swinging, and that just hits the fence here We'll keep it in play, but it is foul. So here's the 0-1, and swinging underneath that one is Stromberg for strike 2.
So an 0-2 pitch, or an 0-2 count here on Stromberg. You'd want to move that runner along, if anything.
Yeah, they're going to do whatever they can to try and get her to move, but that is going to be a swinging strikeout for out number 1. And now to the number 9 batter in the lineup, and didn't see her number that she's wearing. Maybe it is number 9, Tatum McElroy. We'll see.
I think it's Bethany Besser, I believe, number 8.
Yes, you are correct. It's number 8, Bethany Besser. So Besser at the plate with an 0-1 count now. Runner at first, 1 down for the Lions. Here in the top of the third. That one is above the catcher Rude's glove and is going to allow Teagan to glide into second with a pass ball.
So now Teagan's in scoring position. Base hit will likely bring her in to tie this game up.
Certainly. So now Ogilvie, obviously a little bit of pressure to try and score the run, but you can't panic as that one is outside for ball 2. 2-1 now to Bethany Besser. Pillar readies. Here's the 2-1. Oh, and Besser swings through that one. Even up the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Really good pitch there, just getting back into the zone.
So now here's the 2-2. Oh, and that's inside and low, and that will run the count full. And that ball did get away from Rude just for a second, but there's no chance for Teagan to try and run to third. Full count pitch on the way. And Besser swings through that one for strikeout.
Really good pitch by Pillar. I wouldn't say she's, been out of control this half inning, but she's been a little off.
Yeah, certainly a little off, and having a base runner now at second with only a 1-run lead certainly helps if you're the Lions, but this is certainly going to hurt the Lions. That is a pop-up to third, and that pitch was less than ideal to swing at, so that will be out number 3. No hits, no runs for the Lions, no errors by the Tigers, and we move down to the bottom of the third inning. Tigers lead 1-0 on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard as did the Tigers the first game against Mora 4-1. Now with a 1-run lead, and again they played a really strong Bram team last night, and they got the win after scoring first and then adding an insurance run late for a 2-0 victory. So I'm assuming a little fatigue here, as it was a hot one yesterday, a hot one for the first game. This one cooled off a little bit.
Right. Have a little bit of cloud cover to help us sometimes.
Yes. I want to remind you that the Longspurs of Sunrise River are throwing an awesome youth event in Harris, June 14th. They'll have axe throwing, clay pigeon shooting, tons of hunting and fishing exhibits, demo from the fire department, 2,000 ears of corn, and a ton of other cool stuff for kids 7 to 17. It is free. You can visit them on Facebook to get signed up, and if your kid gets signed up before May 31st, they get a free t-shirt as well. So here in this one, Ogilvie and Rush in the third inning. It's a 1-0 lead, for the Tigers. And leading it off for the Tigers is the catcher, Natalie Rude. So we're back to the top of the order for Rush City.
Rude grounded out to the pitcher at her first at bat in the first inning.
Yeah, this one's going to be swung on, and an error is going to allow Rude to reach there.
That took a funky hop.
Yeah, it did, and it was still very much playable for the shortstop, but unfortunately that bounce didn't help any. So an error, first one of the game, will allow Rude to reach. Now Kendall Pillar to the plate. And I was just about to say that the bats have not been as good in this game as they were in the Mora game for Rush City. So I think still playing into that fatigue factor maybe.
Yep. Maybe it's just going to take them a little bit to get going.
Pillar swings at the first pitch. She pops up towards right field. And, ooh, again, you'd like to see the right fielder get two hands on that because that moved around in her glove.
Yeah.
But it is out number one.
I think I found Ethan's pet peeve.
Just maybe. Too many times I have seen the ball pop out without that second hand around it or just move to where it pops out. So now to Kenzie Simmons.
Simmons reached on a walk.
Yeah, she shows bunt, and that is going to go foul. Good bunt. That would have been really tough to try and make a play for Vanderplatz, but we'll see if Simmons doesn't show. And yes, she will. Tries to put it down, but that's going to roll over her bat and go.
Gonna make that joke, I swear I was.
Oh, 0-2 for Simmons. It's going to be an error.
I think so too.
So 2 errors,
In
2
a
base
close
runners.
in a close game, you can't have that.
No, those are the plays that you cannot have mistakes on, especially because those are more than likely 2 outs. So that's unfortunately here for Ogilvie, as now Lola Mold steps up to the plate for Rush City. She's first pitch swinging, but this is popped right up to the second baseman. Hey, we had 2 hands on it. So, to be fair, after the errors by Ogilvie, we've just seen 2 pop-ups, so it hasn't hurt too much, and now Kaylin
Glenna fouled out to third, or popped up to third. Didn't foul. Maybe she did foul out.
I think it was close to I think it was. This one right back to the pitcher.
So nothing hurt.
Wow. So the errors will not come back to those errors and just come back and play. I really enjoy that. That is a good sign of a good, mentally strong team.
Yep, so runners are stranded on first and second, and the score remains 1-0.
And no hits, no runs for either side. 2 errors, though, by Ogilvie. And we will move to the top of the 4th inning after a word from our fine sponsors here on WCMP and KBEK.
Need a prescription or medication advice? Wellia Health's community pharmacies in Mora and Pine City are open Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Our friendly pharmacists are here to answer your questions and to help with prescription transfers. Call us at Pine City 320-322-5141 or Mora 320-679-3999 or visit welliahealth.org.
A Lennox air source heat pump is a high-efficiency air conditioning unit that can also heat your home or business during the spring and fall. It's more economical than heating with propane. Have Dale's Heating and Appliance install your Lennox air source heat pump. Ask Dale's how you can receive up to $1,000 in rebates for your air source heat pump system. And ductless mini splits also qualify for up to $1,000. Visit dalesheatingandappliance.com. Conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Well, we talked about the first game moving along pretty quickly. This one's already into the 4th, Adam.
Yeah, already almost halfway through. Just a pitcher's duel here in the second game of our doubleheader.
Yeah, it's similar to the game last night in Bram for Rush City. So Ogilvie trying to pull off a big upset win, and if they were to win that conference crown, if Bram won today, is Bram's. But it all depends on what Bram did today and how they played against Hinckley. Hinckley, not a team you can overlook, though, I will tell you that. Meanwhile, first pitch to the leadoff batter, Josie Bitts, on the way in there for strike 1 from Pillar.
Bitts popped up to first.
Oh, 1 on the way. Swing and a miss by Bitts.
Good swing, though.
Yeah, good looking swing. We talked about maybe the confidence on the swings in the first inning. Weren't quite there, but looked to be a little more confident with him now. 0-2 on the way, though. Took a little something off that one, and foul tips it for out number 1.
So 1 down. Still just 1-0 in favor of Rush City. Top of the 4th.
As now Mia Schultz to the plate.
Struck out swinging back in the first.
that one's high for ball 1. So a 1-0 now to Schultz. Beautiful day here for any outdoor activity.
Unless you're in Pine City, I think.
Yeah. Pine City seemed to have gotten a little bit of rain. That one's in there for strike 1 to Schultz. But, yeah, for the most part, the storms have, I don't have wood to knock on. I probably shouldn't say that, have stayed north of us. We did get a lightning delay of 30 minutes. That went out of the way. It moved east like we were all hoping. And this is, that may have been a little bit low for that strike call, but it is called strike 2 nonetheless. So now Schultz is going to have to protect. Yeah, and unfortunately, she was swinging no matter what there. And
Pillar is able to take advantage of that 2-strike count and make the batter swing at what she wants them to swing at.
Yeah, albeit maybe not a perfect strike call, but still got the strikeout. And now Lydia Macy J on the plate, and that is going to hug that first base line, and that is going to roll into foul territory. It is fair, by the way, and she, I don't know if there's a stop sign or not, but she comes into third with a 2-out triple that really probably should have only been a single.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it just cleared the first base line, landed fair, and it still had the spin to kind of push it towards the fence.
That is crazy.
That was the exact perfect position. You couldn't throw it better.
No, you couldn't. That was, wow, impressive. So now 2 down, but a runner at third here for Ogilvie, and they could tie this one up with Allie Beck. And Allie Beck, first pitch swinging. If she's on top of that one, Adam, we're talking about a 1-1 game.
Right. Now Pillar has to be careful about keeping the ball in play.
Yeah.
A wild pitch might score a run and tie this up.
So this is a pressure situation here for the Tigers, but for the Lions, they're just like, let's get this one in there. Although that one, that got a little bit tied up there.
That's what second guessing looks like at the plate.
Yeah, unfortunately. So 0-2, and obviously it would be protecting here, but
this is where Pillar eats.
Pillar readies, 0-2 on the way. Ooh, good eye there from Beck to hold off that one. Ball 1. They got her at third. And then that ball gets by. She's going to go home, and that is going to score the tying run. Oh, my goodness. An error will score the run to tie this one up.
Wow.
I understand why Pillar made that throw, but if you're going to make the throw, make sure you've got the throw on the glove, and it was not the case there. And then this one going to be called inside for ball 2, 2-2 now to
And
Allie
you were up 1-2 in the count.
Yeah.
And
it's
one of those where you just face the batter at hand.
Yep. I was that one swung on, and that's going to be a base hit bouncing over the second baseman's glove. So after the error to allow the run to score, we get a single here from Beck, and all of a sudden now the pressure has been put on.
Yeah, now tied at 1 apiece, 4th inning, 2 outs, a couple 2-out hits for Ogilvie.
Yeah, now all of a sudden feels like they've got a 2-out rally. Oh, just over that one for strike 1 is Allie Belsheim. Yeah, we'll talk a little bit more at the inning break about that error, but for now it's an 0-1 count for Allie Belsheim. Runner at first, 2 down, late on that one, and they caught her, and the throw down to second's going to get her. Yeah, she was caught leaning. The throw to first forced her to go down to second, and they caught her. Well, either way, they still get 2 hits and tie up the game with the 1 run. And the error there from Rush allows it. So we've got a moment, Adam. We're not going to harp on it, but we're going to talk about it because it needs to be, because that is what tied this game up at 1 apiece. Again, for Pillar, you understand why she threw that ball, because let's face it, the runner at third was leaning hard, and if that throw is there, it's an out.
Right.
It's out number 3. But the throw was completely off the mark, and you could tell that Pillar rushed it. And in that situation, like you mentioned, that's just one you just gotta hold on to, right?
I think it's a risk reward type of situation. What is the risk worth the reward? And
Right.
In that situation, I didn't think so. You were ahead in the count with 2 outs. Yeah, Pillar with a rare mistake. She's been pure all afternoon.
Now the question is, would it have mattered? Because would Allie Beck still have singled is the question.
Right.
So that still maybe would have been a run. But either way, it's 1-1. Bottom of the 4th, Riley Zeltinger in to the batter's box. Now the Tigers looking to try and answer. Oh, and a bouncing pitch that she swings at, unfortunately. Again, that's when I think where the player comes out, wants to get a base runner on for her team so that they can get the lead back, but definitely should have laid off. But she does lay off that one. Good eye, so that evens up the count 1-1. Now this makes this game a much different outlook
It does.
here, Adam. I mean,
Halfway through, tied at 1.
ooh, that one nearly gets her. And I think if you're the coach, you just tell her, take that.
Yeah, wear it.
Wear
It wasn't very fast.
No.
But that's easy for us to say.
Right.
Not getting hit by softballs.
Here's the 2-1. She swings at it, pops up to short, and it's grabbed for out number 1. I did watch a YouTuber. I won't say his name just because this is our channel, but a YouTuber who does a lot of stuff with pain, and he took some softballs from a pitching machine. Let me tell you, it does not look fun. Seen the leftover bruises, and man, that does not look ideal. Meanwhile, Addison Antonsen takes the first pitch from...
Because this is our channel. As if we'd have some crossover.
Yeah, I mean, no, but want to keep it ours.
I get it.
So
it's
now
just funny that...
Well, yeah, maybe I shouldn't say anything. YouTube might take this channel. 2-0 is now the count to Addison Antonsen. With 1 down. Here's the pitch. And that's
Good
in there
pitch.
for strike 1. Yeah, that's good on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. Antonsen kind of shook her head as if to go, okay, all right, I see it now.
Yeah, she took a little bit off of it.
2-1 on the way. That one stays outside, though, for ball 3. Addison very patient here at the plate, just waiting for her pitch to swing on. And we know we've seen she can give this ball a ride, so hoping to do so here with 1 down and the 3-1 on the way from Bitts. And she does there. A little bit late on that one. She can straighten that out. That's a base hit. That runs the count full now. Bitts with the full count pitch.
Got her looking.
For out number 2. And now to the plate, Megan Nelson.
Nelson grounded out to the pitcher on her last at bat in the 2nd inning.
First pitch to her. Swung on and late on that one. It goes foul down that first base line. Look at that ball thrown right back to Bitts. So 0-1 now for Nelson. On the way, outside for ball 1.
And maybe Rush City has a 2-out rally of their own in their bag.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I gotta imagine as we see ball 2, the mentality for Rush is somewhere between trying to be aggressive, but also a little bit upset with themselves for that last inning and allowing that run. So trying to relax here and get just a base runner on. This one's inside for ball 3 to Megan Nelson. And like you mentioned, the 2-out rally going, but it starts with getting a base runner on, and
it does,
Nelson in a good spot to try and do that here with a 3-1 count.
And if you're able to do that in the bottom of the order.
So there you go. She draws the walk. And now Peyton Addix to the plate. With, again, as Adam mentioned, did he speak it to life with the 2-out rally? Well, we'll wait and see what Peyton Addix can do, but so far so good.
Yeah. Addix struck out swinging back in the 2nd.
She watches that one go low. Uh-oh, she did not get the best of jumps, but she is, probably should have slid, but she is upstanding as Nelson into 2nd.
On the pass ball. That was kind of blocked by the ump
Yeah,
inadvertently.
got the assist. That one is in there for strike one. I think that's one Attic should have probably swung at. A little bit higher in the zone, but I think that one might be a nice line drive ball. Meanwhile, the 1-1 on the way. And that one's going to be popped up towards center, straight away, caught for out number 3. No hits, no runs for the Tigers. No errors there by the Lions, and we move to the top of the 5th inning. And Adam, what is, I mean, we'll come back and talk about it, but this might be the game we see go extra with the way these two are playing.
Yeah, 1-1 here in the needing to find that consistency here in this second game of the doubleheader. There might be some fatigue setting in, so maybe just something about just digging in and just getting through it.
Yeah, there's
the conference is on the line.
Yeah, it really is, and there's no doubt that they're probably have that on their minds, but they've played, as have all the other teams, but they've played a lot this last week and a half of softball. So I gotta imagine they're a little bit tired, but the ability to push through that is going to be key here these last 3 innings, because as you mentioned, of what is on the line.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that lays on the arm of Pillar. She's doing the most work out there right now, and she's doing great. Just that one mistake really is the difference.
So top of the 5th, leading off for the Lions, Allie Belsheim.
Cleared scoreboard, so since the batter was called out on a stolen base, Belsheim gets another opportunity at it.
Yes, that's a good point. I forgot about that. But it is strike one to her, and Pillar with the 0-1. That is a roller to second. Oh, it kind of got into her body a little bit. Oh, to first in time for out number 1. Not as clean as she would have liked it to have been, but still made the play.
Throw wasn't as clean either.
No, I was, with how short it was, I thought maybe there was a chance, but it got there. Erica Teagan now to the plate. Oh, man, and Pillar comes back with some heat on that pitch.
Teagan walked in her first at bat in the 3rd.
6 strikeouts for Pillar here in this game. 24 on the day.
No big deal.
Yeah. There are some pitchers who don't see that, in probably a month of pitching.
Yeah.
Not that they're, struggling. It's just sometimes your fielders do great work and they get the outs for you. So.
Yeah, get the outs where you can get them, I suppose.
2-1 count now for Erica Teagan. Now one swung on and missed to even up the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes and 1 out.
I really hope you can hear the mitt just slapping on the radio.
Now we know that the Tigers are obviously going to be aggressive trying to get the lead back, but on that one, that at bat, I think Teagan maybe should have been a little bit more aggressive trying to get on base. As swing and a miss here for Rebecca Stromberg. Just because you put pressure on Pillar again, you get a runner to in scoring position or to third again. I mean, you've seen what happened last time. Not saying that would happen again, but you put the pressure on, and then all of a sudden, the defense has to start thinking twice. 1. That's in there for strike 2. So now all of a sudden, Pillar with a chance to get out of this inning without allowing a runner to reach.
Stromberg struck out in the 3rd.
Here's the pitch. Oh, it's in there for strike 3. Another one goes down looking. That's out 3 and strikeout 7 for Pillar. So no hits, no runs for the Lions, and no errors this time around for the Tigers. And we move to the bottom of the 5th inning. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we'll be back for the bottom of the 5th.
The You gotta stop somewhere, so make it a stop into the Holiday Station store in Pine City and start saving. Thursday, May 22nd from 4 to 7 p.m., get 40 cents off per gallon of gas. Whoa, 40 cents per gallon savings? While you're there, grab Pringles 2 for $5, Jack Link's 2 for $11, Doritos are buy one get the second half off, and Gatorade 3 for $6. Better get into the Freeway Holiday Station store in Pine City and start saving.
Bottom of the fifth coming your way. Leading it off for the Rush City Tigers will be the top of the order, Natalie Rude.
Rude 0 for 1. Well, 0 for 2, I suppose. She reached on an error.
Yeah. Last game, she was 2 for 4 against the Mustangs with 2 singles and then came around to score once. We talked a little bit, Adam, about Rush City being kind of a young team again and only losing one player is a first pitch strike to Rude. But, I mean, we look around the area. You mentioned the just the talent we have, but, man, it seems like this softball team for the last 4 years has just been the best of the conference. And, and they have a chance again next year.
Yep, absolutely. With just the one senior, now they'll miss Addicts.
Oh, yeah.
But with that being said, a lot of the talent's coming back.
She's a really good outfielder, is Addicts, and she has made some plays today, not necessarily that are game-changing per se, but she still made some good catches.
Mm-hmm.
But as we see a 2-1 count now for Rude, there was a pitch in there that was maybe could have been called a strike. Probably should have been called a strike. It was that off speed though,
right,
from Bitts that we were kind of hoping, hey, when is this going to finally cross the plate? It did, but was called out of the zone. Now a 3-1 for the leadoff Rude. That one is in there to the shortstop. Oh, it gets in her glove, pops nearly into her mask. She is okay. That's going to be another error though for Ogilvie.
It's almost exactly the same as her first. On base attempt.
Yeah, she reached on that error from the shortstop earlier, and now we'll get a courtesy runner that is going to be Briley Blatz. Or Blatz, excuse me. So Blatz will be the courtesy runner at first for Rude, and now it's Kendall Pillar. Fits with the pitch. Ooh, tempting, but just high above the letters for ball 1.
Pillar 0 for 2 on the on this game, at least.
Yeah, on the afternoon. She is 2 of 5 with a walk last game, but this one she watches go by for strike 1.
Now the leadoff batter is on base.
1-1 on the way from Bitts. It is outside for ball 2.
Now, if you can get on base, no matter how you do it, it'll be big.
Yeah, that would possibly be what the Tigers need in the game changer. Ooh, that one just high again.
And we all know Simmons loves to bunt, or at least show to bunt. She has a lot of speed coming out of the base, out of the batter's box.
Yeah, I was just about to say she's got that speed that they want. So 3-1 now for Pillar. Bitts. That one's in the dirt. Uh-oh, that one gets away from the catcher. She cannot see it, but Rush will not risk it. And I like the fact that Rush didn't try anything. You have no outs. You would not want to get an out,
right? Because
you're trying to go extra when you've got the first 2 base runners on.
Risk reward type of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Now Simmons, I imagine, is going to try to bunt here.
I would agree. If she doesn't, I'd be a little bit surprised. First pitch from Bitts. Yep, she's showing bunt. Pulls back.
Got behind the...
Yep, it actually got her. She got hit.
Okay.
She tries to plead her case with the ump and says, hey, I got hit.
So now base is loaded with 1 out. Yeah, no outs.
She did get hit, though. It got the back of her leg, unfortunately. And now, as Adam said, bases are loaded. It's Lola Mold. RBI double in the first that got that first run to cross. So,
and she can get a hold of it.
oh yeah, this is not the batter you want to see with the bases loaded and nobody out. So they're going to have a quick players-only meeting in the pitcher circle for Miss Josie Bitts, and they'll just discuss with her, hey, we got you. Don't worry about putting that ball in play. We're going to help you out. And just talking it over. And yeah, this is a spot where I know you don't want to be aggressive because you don't want to give Lola Mold something to maybe even hit out potentially, but
right.
It's also a spot where I think you do go a little bit aggressive because the Tigers have not been as sound with their batting as last game. So you get them on a little bit of fatigue, maybe be a little bit more aggressive here. That is strike one to Mold.
And that's the one she wanted.
Yeah.
That was right there.
Yep. A one on the way from Bitts. Ooh. She would like that one back. She was out in front of that one. If she waits a half second more, that's we're probably talking about a home run.
Yeah, that got a good cut on that.
Just out in front. You can tell she's feeling a little bit of pressure, I think, up there. 0-2 now. Here's the pitch. Ooh, it took something off, and that time the off speed stays high again for Josie Bitts.
Good pitch, though, by Bitts.
Mm-hmm. I like wasting one up high.
I can see another one happening here, too.
1-2 on the way.
Ooh.
Oh, she took something off that, but that time Mold says, fine, you want to give me the off speed? I will crush this thing.
She was waiting for it.
Oh, she was, and Mold is in with a 2-run, 3-run double. Yeah,
it's a completely different ball game.
Oh, my goodness, yeah. Mold was waiting for that off speed. She says, I seen it once. Give it to me again because I know where this is going, and it went right to the outfield.
In the gap, even.
Yeah, rolled a couple times to the fence, and it's now 4-1. And now here's a hit for Kaylin Glenna. That's going to score a run. An RBI double for Glenna. So back-to-back RBI doubles for the Tigers. And now all of a sudden, the Tigers have exploded and have changed the look of this game drastically. But not only that, it looks like they have found life that they haven't had since the second inning of Game 1.
Reaching now. The opportunity to...
It was a little too far outside. Right call.
No,
1. So now that was just off and outside the zone. It was called ball to maybe